Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. It is Wednesday, and you know what Wednesday means. It means time for weekly weigh-in and the WW meeting topic of the week. So we'll start with weigh-in. I'm gonna grab my tea. It's early. You can tell by the lighting it's early. I had a really good week, and I really expected a little loss. But then yesterday I was feeling a little, I like to say fluffy. Like I just felt a little bloaty, a little puffy. So I wasn't quite sure. Now I did have a meal out yesterday. So we always know that that could contribute. I did fantastic. I was so proud of myself. But I'm not using that as an excuse or anything. There is no excuses this week. I had a great week. The scale just didn't agree with me and I was up 0.2. 0.2 is nothing. 0.2 is maintenance. Right now, I'm not trying to be in maintenance. I am trying to lose a little bit more, like 6 pounds or so now. So it is what it is. I'm not upset about it. I'm not worried about it. Just keep plugging along. That's all we can do. What is the point of getting upset about a gain? Now, if you ate your face off all week and didn't care, you need to own that gain. Can you get upset about it? Yeah, but you caused it, so buckle up, buttercup. Can you get upset if you have a perfect week and the scale doesn't reflect it? You can, but getting upset is not going to change it, and getting upset could possibly put you in a tailspin. You know, I had a great week. I was up 0.2. I could say, forget it. You know what? I had a great week and I still gained 0.2. I'm going to eat my face off because it doesn't matter if I eat my face off or if I'm good, I'm still going to have a gain. You could have that attitude, which is completely wrong. Because how many times have we had a small gain one week and the next week had a big whoosh? Our bodies are fickle things. So you can't get upset when the scale ebbs and flows. I could get on the scale 2 hours from now and I might be down 0.2. You just don't know. The scale is a snapshot in time. We have to look at other things to determine our weight loss. How are your clothes fitting? How do you feel? Can you go up and down the steps easier than you could last week? Things like that. So don't let the scale rule you. Let it be a tool, let it be a guide, but don't let it rule you. And that's why I'm not upset about a 0.2 gain. If I stay the course, it'll be off next week. And I plan to stay the course this week. We have Thanksgiving next week. I am eating all the food. I'm not going to eat my face off. I'm not going to eat 3 cups of mashed potatoes and 3 cups of carrot casserole. But I'm going to have some of everything. I'm going to have it in moderation. I'm going to keep it in check. So I want to have a great week. So when that happens, it kind of evens itself out. So anyway, that is my weigh-in, up 0.2. Hopefully next week we'll say I'm down 2.2. We'll see. And that moves us on to the meeting topic. I need to put my tea down. I had a little too much sugar. Okay. How to use lessons from your past for future successes. 100% you can do that. Ever wanted someone to tell you exactly what to do to reach your goals? Great news. You can be that person, and here's how. Try this. Think back to the past month or months. I have trouble saying that word. And reflect on your successes and your setbacks. What were your successes? Now, the example, we'll just stick with the examples they give. Successes. I started a new exercise routine. Then it goes on to say, figure out what changes you made and how you made them. Maybe it was, I woke up earlier for a workout class and go to bed earlier instead of scrolling on TikTok. How are those changes helping your journey now? I have more points to add to my budget and more energy. So I know, like for me, a success these last couple weeks has been the mindless eating. and not horrible mindless eating. I wasn't sitting down and eating 10 Twinkies, but like in the middle, these babies have like an alarm clock inside their body. I swear they can tell time and don't tell me, because every morning at 10:30 they come to me for pretzels. Like seriously, between 10:25 and 10:35, Jack comes, Joni, it's pretzel time. Like he knows it's pretzel time. And I'll open the pretzel jar and we count. Jack gets 4 pretzels. We count out 4 pretzels for Jack. And like before, I didn't even realize it. I was popping a pretzel in my mouth before I put the jar back into the cabinet. One pretzel is not going to make that big of a difference, but if you do it a couple times, you're adding points, you're adding calories. So, and like even like, okay, getting the baby's breakfast made, cutting up their pancake or cutting up their waffle, I'd pop a piece in my mouth, not even thinking, total mindless eating. So I've really, really reeled that in and become aware, like, if my hand's going to my mouth, I'm thinking about like, whoa, wait a minute. What are you doing? Why are you popping a pretzel in your mouth? You're not hungry. You don't need it. Like you're just doing it because it's there. And I'm lucky that it was just a pretzel or two. It could have been a whole lot worse. So that has been one of my successes, is really, really being mindful to what is going in my mouth. The changes I made were just stopping myself, thinking it, not doing it mindlessly, being in the moment and knowing what I was doing. It gets busy around here with all these little guys and, doing this and doing that. And you do stuff automatically. So I needed to stop and focus on the one task I'm doing, not thinking about the 3 that are, the craft that's drying on the counter that we have to do the next thing to, or the bread that's rising in the oven, or the dinner that's simmering on the stove. When I give them their pretzels, I have to stop and think, this is what I'm doing, this is the task I'm on, and this is what I need to do. I need to not mindlessly pop a pretzel in my mouth. And I'm just using this as my example. Yours could be completely different. So that's what I've been doing. I've been so purposeful in that. And it says, how are those changes helping your journey? I'm not consuming extra points, extra calories, and food that I don't need. I am not truly hungry when I'm doing that. I'm not. I'm just doing it. I mean, like I said, pretzel time is like 10:30. I don't eat my breakfast till 9:30. So I am not in any way, shape, or form hungry. So that has definitely been one of my successes. And then they talk about setbacks. And the example that WW gives is, I tend to go over budget on nights out. So on date nights, on girls' night out, whatever. What's getting in your way? And their answer was, it's hard to resist high point food and drinks. Heck yeah, it is. Because that's the good stuff, my friends. It says, how could you alter your approach? Plan and pre-track my order, save weekly points, or eat a snack before leaving home. So I'm trying to think of one of my setbacks. Had a pretty good couple weeks. I guess this last week or so, one of my setbacks was just being off schedule. Things that came up that were not planned. We had to run over to the city to help, like twice, to help out Andrew unexpectedly. And that screwed up mealtime. It screwed up dinner time. And I just did not have time to cook. And, then you order out and things like that. So that was definitely my setback this last week, was not having a contingency plan. And then I thought about it and I'm like, wait a minute. All that soup I canned is sitting down there on the shelf. I could have popped open a jar of the soup I made. Like I didn't need to stop and pick up chicken tenders at Royal Farms or whatever. So I need to, maybe even on my menu, I should put in the notes section Contingency plans. If a night doesn't go as planned, grab a tomato soup off the shelf, grab a chicken soup off the shelf. Open a couple jars of vegetables that I had canned up and have like a nice vegetable platter. So I need a contingency plan. So see, working through this helps me, guys. It really does. So making contingency plan would be good for me. And, the example that they give about going over points budget, it's so easy. I was so super proud of myself. I don't know if you saw my day in the life yesterday, but I was so super proud of myself. I took my mother's best friend out shopping for a new iPad yesterday. And of course she wanted to go to lunch, which I half expected that. But I didn't think about it until I was actually out, because if I had thought about it, I probably would have skipped breakfast. But anyway, I ordered a chicken capri panini. It came with a cup of soup, and I didn't realize it came with fries. I thought it came with chips, which I'm kind of glad it came with fries, because fries are much easier for me to not eat than chips are. So it came, well, I ordered the chicken orzo. They had chicken orzo, navy bean, and vegetable. I ordered the chicken orzo. And those little restaurant cups are tiny. It's about a half a cup. So I ate my soup thinking I'll eat that because that would be the lesser of two evils. My sandwich came. As soon as she put it in front of me, I asked her for a takeout box. She brought me the takeout box. The sandwich was cut in half. I took the larger half of the sandwich, put it in the box, and I put all but 5 French fries in, and I put the coleslaw in. And after that, I shut the box and moved it away. Once that box shut, I'm not opening it again. That was huge for me. If I had left it open sitting next to me, I probably would have picked a little bit more. So I did so well at lunch. I was so happy with how I did. And, was there probably extra sodium in it? Yeah, maybe, but it is what it is. But I didn't realize that it came with fries. Chips, I'm so much better at I'm glad it came with fries, because I am so much better at not eating the fries. Ever since I started making my own fries, like cutting my potatoes and put them in the air fryer, I don't even really like fries out anymore. So it was very easy for me. I wanted to have a couple just to go with my sandwich. 5. It was great. I was really happy with that. So that was a huge success for me. And then I was so full, I didn't even eat dinner last night. I did have a mini Lara bar on my way home from my women's meeting last night, because my stomach was starting to growl and I didn't want to come home and start scavenging. So I ate that as I was coming home, and by the time I came home, it was all good, and I pretty much went right to upstairs and worked on some paperwork in bed. If I go upstairs and take my paperwork in bed or watch TV in bed, I'm not down here next to the kitchen. If I'm down here next to the kitchen, it's too easy to walk in and grab something. If I'm upstairs, I'm not coming down. So just another little trick that I play on myself. You need to find those little things. You need to find what works for you and do it, even if it sounds silly. And I know that does sound silly to some people, like, oh, what, you don't have enough willpower to, sit downstairs? No, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't. And on nights that Doug's not home and I get a little bit bored, sometimes I don't. So what do? I make a plan and I find something that does work for me. As silly as it may seem to others, it works for me. So then they say, look ahead to a goal you want to achieve in the next month or so. And the example that they give is, I want to meal prep lunches to save points for nights out. So you have a plan. That's good. We need a plan. And, the other day in Sandy's video, she said she has trouble with the word goal. When she hears the word goal, it kind of shuts her down a little bit. So she uses the word plan. She doesn't have a goal. She has a plan, and that works better for her. Once again, find what works for you. And if changing one little word works for you, then that's awesome and go for it. So it says, what obstacles might you face if you have this plan to meal prep? And the big one that I think we can all agree with is lack of time. So you need to figure out, well, okay, I'm going to meal prep lunches. I'll do the whole week at one time. It's only going to take me a half hour. I can carve that half hour out. Maybe you can carve that half hour out while you are quizzing your child on spelling words, or while you are listening to your favorite podcast, or maybe you can do it if you're in a Zoom meeting for work. Put up a cute background so nobody sees what you're doing, participate in the Zoom meeting, and prep your lunches. Whatever it is that can help you make that plan a reality, then you do it. There's no rules. There's no rules. And it says, when I reach my goal, I'll feel. And it says, proud, accomplished, and glad to have extra points to spend. So figure out what is a goal that you want to achieve in the next month. And guys, it's coming. The holiday season is upon us. Thanksgiving is next week. And you know, once Thanksgiving hits, and what happens over the holidays? All the food, all the good food. So it is time now to make a plan. You don't want to make a plan 10 minutes before you leave for that holiday party. You don't. You want to make a plan now to figure out how you are going to handle that holiday party. So start now. Start thinking about it. Brainstorm. Write it down. It says move forward by taking one specific step toward that goal this week. Maybe your goal is to maintain over the holidays. Not lose, not gain, just maintain. Now's the time. Start thinking about what you can do. List out all the parties and the celebrations and the dinners you have to go to. Figure out exactly what you are taking to contribute to that holiday meal or holiday party, and make it something calorie and point friendly for you. Something delicious, but something that you can eat with no guilt. And when it comes time at that party to eat, put a lot of that on your plate. Find the 0 point foods, find the low point foods. Put the majority of your plate with those. And then, you know, there's Aunt Betty's butter brickle cookie that have won awards, and you know you have to have one. That's fine. Put one on your plate. Fill your plate with all the good stuff, and then have that one cookie and savor it. Break it in 4 pieces so you don't shove the whole thing in your mouth at one time. Break it in 4 pieces, or break it in 6 pieces. Make it last. Savor every bite. I'm getting a little off topic, sorry. But sort of, kind of. It said, what lessons from past wins and challenges could help you? I'll rethink how I spend time so I have more time to meal plan and prep. That was going back to that woman's goal. Think about maybe last year. Maybe last year you went off the rails at the holiday season. Maybe you gained 5 pounds. Think about how that made you feel. Did you feel good about it? Probably not. So this year, think about that. Say, you know, I ate with abandon. I had 10 cookies instead of 2 cookies. I had, I don't know, 3 pieces of pie at Thanksgiving instead of 1 piece of my favorite. Think about what you did and how it made you feel, and decide if that's how you want to feel this year. It's not easy, my friends. It is not. If it was easy, we would all be 125 pounds and a size 0. But we're not, because it's not easy. Is it worth it? It is worth it, but it's not easy. It's hard. Food is good. Food is delicious. But you've heard me say it a million times, and especially true over the holidays. Focus on the other F words. Fun, family, fellowship. Don't focus on the really rough F word, food. Focus on the others. Enjoy the food, have the food, but don't go overboard. Think about it. Think about it. Enjoy it. Don't let it take over. So it says, let's dive a little deeper. I'm sorry, I am really off topic here, but I try to give you what's on my heart and in my mind, and sometimes it goes off topic. Sorry. Let's dive a little deeper. While this journey may not come with an exact roadmap, science thankfully gives us plenty of strategies and tips to navigate tracking, meal planning, and 0-point foods. But you've got another super valuable and often untapped resource, your past experiences. Yes, reflecting on accomplishments and the actions that got you there. The actions that got you there. If you're going to do the same thing over and over, you're going to get the same results. Remember that. So the actions that got you there, how you overcame obstacles, or why things just clicked, can guide you in how to think about or approach whatever is next. The same goes for what has not worked. Mentally digging into why something may have failed helps you reroute your path or deploy a new plan instead of repeating the same patterns. So as you gear up to finish this year strong and start the next one fresh, decide what behaviors, habits, or techniques you'll bring along to help you get through this unusually busy season and beyond. I know a lot of people say not to look back, but sometimes I really believe we have to look back before we can look forward. We have to look back at our past mistakes. We have to look back at our past successes. And I look back at pictures because I don't ever want to look like that woman again. I was not healthy. I was not proud of the way I looked. I had a very bad body image, and I don't want to go back there. So yes, I look back to move forward. I don't dwell on it. There's nothing I can do to change the past, but my friends, we can change the future. So look back on those past successes, look back on those past failures, look back on those past times where things didn't go as planned. Look back on those times when things went perfectly. Learn from them and move on from them. Look back to look forward. That is all I have for you today, my friends. Thank you so very much for joining me today. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to spend it with me. I hope I said something that will help you in this journey. And if I did, and if you think other people can benefit, please share this video on your social media, at your WW meeting, wherever it is that you think people need to hear it. Don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, I'd really love you to hit that subscribe button. It helps me out and my channel so very much. And leave me a comment. Let me know how you are going to do this holiday season. Let me know what your plans are, what your tips and tricks are. And if you had a great holiday season last year, if you're going to do the same thing, if you had one that was a little tough, what are you going to do to change it? I love talking to you guys in the comments. So that is it. I'm going to pop up a couple videos here, and I will see you all in my next video.